It's my turn! A young blonde-haired woman raced towards the TARDIS doors, her boots thumping along the walkway of the vast, bright control room. Full of wonder and enthusiasm, Ruby Sunday had been having the most extraordinary of time of her 19 years. She glanced back at the Doctor. You opened the door on that pink ice planet last time, so this is my turn. Is that okay? The Doctor rushed around the TARDIS console, his long leather coat swishing around him as he checked the external readings of his time machine. He rubbed a hand across his blue-tinged buzz cut and then grinned at Ruby, his radiant smile encouraging her onwards, coupled with deep dark eyes that said, "Be my guest," and twinkled. Ruby pulled open the door and leaped out with anticipation. Her boots immediately sank into an inch of fresh mud. They had landed deep in a forest, and it couldn't have been long after a heavy rainfall. Tall evergreens dominated, but with a scattering of smaller deciduous trees that were beginning to shed their reddened leaves. The Doctor poked his head out of the door and looked down, first at the mud, and then at his red, blue, gold and white trainers. "Back in a sec," he said, and disappeared inside, only to reappear moments later, wearing a pair of serious hiking boots that perfectly matched the tan coat. Ruby zipped up her fleece-lined leather jacket. "Are we back on Earth? Smells like Earth, but fresh. Are we in the past?" The Doctor stared up at the towering forest. "The when is around your own time, but the TARDIS didn't give the where. From the varieties of tree, I'd say Northwest America. There's a definite chill in the air, even for autumn, or fall, as they say in these parts. I'd guess we're in a mountain valley. I bet if we head further up, there'll be spectacular views to match any pink ice planet." "I'll race you," said Ruby, and she began to hurry along a half-beaten path. The Doctor quickly caught up and they jostled each other with giggles, happy to be exploring together. Until an eerie screech stopped them in their tracks. "Is that a wolf?" said Ruby. The sound came again, already much closer. "Or a bear?" The Doctor shook his head. "I don't think so," he said, stepping ahead of Ruby and staring into the wooded gloom. It didn't sound like any earth animal that he'd ever heard, but something was moving among the nearby trees. Something big. A massive creature lurched into view, and the Doctor and Ruby recoiled. It was over 2 meters tall and covered in thick brown fur, almost like a bear. Barrel-chested, it stood upright, its head set upon muscular shoulders with no visible neck. A pair of blue, bloodshot eyes glared down at the Doctor and Ruby, furious eyes on an ape-like face. The creature sniffed deeply, then snarled, bared its pointed teeth, and charged. "TARDIS!" cried the Doctor, and they ran, but the mud was slippery, and Ruby stumbled against a tree trunk. The beast reached forward to grab at her with its long arms. The Doctor sprang back and pulled Ruby away, but it was futile. Those pointed teeth and huge arms were almost upon them. Then, in a blur, something leapt out from behind a tree and collided with the savage creature. The Doctor caught sight of darker fur and realized it was another of the same species. The two beasts crashed to the ground, and as the Doctor helped Ruby to retreat, both fighters rose up from the undergrowth and exchanged blows. Their attacker flailed wildly at the newcomer, who dodged its enraged swipes and moved backwards, drawing the fight away from the Doctor and Ruby until a well-timed counterattack. Enclosing the berserker into a constricting hug, it propelled them both crashing through the trees. Silence fell in the forest. The Doctor and Ruby glanced at each other, unsure and unnerved. "What just happened?" asked Ruby. "Where'd they go?" "Something's not right," said the Doctor and rushed forward. "Be careful." The Doctor examined the spot where the creatures had fought. He pulled his trusty sonic screwdriver from his pocket. Shaped like two merging silver ovals, the device emitted a blue light and a high-pitched whir as he activated a scan. "They've gone without a trace. No indication of an energy discharge or transmat beam of any kind."